first team, they win games. I've seen him in the first 2 games, which offensive coordinator Arthur Smith, he's called it because of that. He wanted.
Yeah, man. I don't know what the hell is wrong with Shady McCoy, Sean McCoy, and Justin Fields, bro. Like, dude is like an all time hater.
To give Justin Fields a chance to grow up and to glow up. And glow up, did he ever, man? 25 of 32, 245 and a touchdown. Made some really big time throws in that game.
Shady, you have been the one who's been most honest or critical, depending on how you want to define it, about Justin Fields. He
Look
was
how he just
named clean
sugarcoated the
in
word hater.
Chicago. We're not in Chicago.
You've been the biggest hater. He just sugarcoated the hell out of that.
Officially locked up the starting job.
I will say this about Justin Fields, right? Because I don't think he's the biggest reason why they're winning these games.
Agreed.
But he is winning the games. And as a quarterback, I think the quarterback stat is winning.
No doubt.
Right? And I don't, lower the bar,
He would get all the fucking credit if they were losing these games. I promise you. Shady would be on the show blaming Justin Fields if they lost any of these games. But he's not the winning. He's not the reason why they winning these games, according to Shady. Just remember that.
for these players, like a lot of people do. Right? You are who you are. And I will say this. I feel like we're judging him as if he's a rookie, right? Everybody wants to compare him and Caleb. Caleb's a freaking rookie. This dude's on his 4th year. And if you
Nobody's
watch,
comparing him and
I
Caleb.
think last game was a lot better for him. He made some plays in the pocket, threw the ball pretty well.
Did he lock up the job, though, Shady? I haven't heard an answer to that.
I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say
It's
yes.
so hard to give that man his credit. He just can't. It's hard for him to do it. I don't know what Jay Fields done did to him. Maybe he took his girl or something. I don't know.
But when you look at the way it is, when I say lock up, see, I can't even say lock up. I can say he should be the starter right now.
Okay.
Because if he goes back to the well, if he does himself, let's say he keep his.
That's the same thing. He said I shouldn't say lock up. I'm just saying he should be the starter right now. That's every QB's position. They're the starter right now. Like they have the position locked up until someone else takes it from them, until they're injured or until whatever. Man, I can't believe this. I can't believe this.
Where he is right now, today, and the defense are not number one total defense. And the defense is not red zone number one. And the defense is not third down. The defense is number one. If the defense is not the number one scoring defense in football, if that team is not that on defense, no ball player would say he should lock up that spot. Because
Yes, they would.
watching, in the last 3 games they played, the opposing team had 10 points, 6 points, 10 points. What quarterback in the NFL can't win them games? Yeah.
I hate when people do this because what he's doing is using the defense's like stats to justify why the games are won, but he's not saying anything about Justin Fields stats. That could help. Lead to same said victories, which is crazy. The logic is irrational.
I'm being serious here, though. You're running the ball a lot. You're making solid, safe throws, right? And then your defense is giving up 10 points, 6 points, and 10 points. So to say he's locking it up forever, I can't say that. Because Russ can win these games, too, and put more points on the board, if we just being honest.
Nobody knows that for a fact, Shady.
Yeah, I mean, for sure.
Nobody knows that Russ could have won those games.
But one thing I do want to until the Pittsburgh Steelers trade Russell Wilson, right? Because I do believe Russell Wilson is not going to be on this team for the whole year. The Dolphins, you see the Dolphins, they need to come trade for Russell Wilson, right? Because if they serious, they need to trade for Russ. But Russ is not going to be on this team forever. But if he is, and he's standing on that sideline, I cannot sit here comfortably today saying that if Justin Fields plays 2 bad games to where he's turning the ball over or he's not playing well, that you can look over there at Russ and say, you ain't going in right now. I don't think he's done enough to play extremely bad and still keep his job. I hope he doesn't play extremely bad. He's playing really, really well right now with a lot of confidence.
You see, James normally is actually being pretty reasonable for the most part. Not all the time, but for the most part, he's always been pretty reasonable. And I think here he's making semi good points, but he's doing just like another thing that like a lot of people in the media do, man, and that's you're making it seem like that Justin won't be like great because of like his past. Like you're still using that to judge like his trajectory. Like even though considering, none of the things he's doing now is anything he did in the past. He's not struggling with anything that caused him to struggle before. He's also never won 3 games in a row. Like it's crazy like to use those things to still kind of be hesitant about like his trajectory or like what he can be this season because you want to make an argument for Russ, I suppose, or like maybe you just don't want to say like, oh, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. I don't know what it might sound like to most people there, but at the end of the day, just consider what Justin's done in the 3 games so far. Don't even consider the defense. Don't consider the team. Just consider what he's done. He's done enough to win games, and that's by converting third downs. That's by not turning the ball over. That's by making the plays that you need to make. He only has 3 touchdowns, but that's 3 touchdowns in 3 games with 3 dubs. So that's man, it just kills me when they do that sometimes. But here comes Shady with a little more hate though.
He knows what this offense needs out of him. I think that's the main thing. When you watch Justin Fields play right now, he knows exactly what this offense needs.
Good point.
He's playing well, but as long as Russ is there and that number 3 suited up, because Russ even letting him know I'm suited. So as long as he's suited up, this job is still open in my humble opinion.
So I like everything everybody said. I like all that, right? But I just want everybody to be honest. So
You
he's
don't
still playing the way
like
he's
what
playing.
everybody said.
Decent. Would you say decent? Or would you say
Decent. He's playing good. He's playing good football.
Okay.
Good
Cool.
football.
All right, cool. I'm cool with that. All right. So we're playing good football, right? Defense is doing what the defense does, right? Do you lock him up for the future? Would you pay him to be your quarterback?
No, I'd give him a 1-year deal. It's a really good question. I'd give him a 1-year deal. So my answer to this question is he has locked up the job. I think in the most important game of Justin Fields' career, considering the stakes, he played his best game. Not the best game he's ever played, but the best game he's ever played considering the stakes. You're 3-0. What does that mean? Mike Tomlin has made the playoffs every year he started 3-0, including making the Super Bowl one of the years he started 3-0. There's a 72% chance you make the playoffs when you start 3-0. I believe there are currently 4 teams that are 3-0. So of those 4 teams, 3 of them are going to make the playoffs. You got the Chiefs, you got the Vikings, you got the Seahawks, you got the Steelers. Which one not making the playoffs? I know this much.
Bills
Steelers
could be
going
that
to be
way
in there,
tonight.
and the Bills could obviously be that way tonight. I think Justin Fields has locked up this starting job because if you are 3-0 and you are the best version of any team that wants to be like you, because the Chargers are trying to be like the Steelers, they're just not the deluxe version of the Steelers, I think it's locked up.
This is how the Pittsburgh Steelers wanted this quarterback competition to go.